It's about 2 o'clock in the morning. It's our first night in Sequoia National Park, and we've been awoken with like really loud banging on bear bins. And do you hear that? So there's definitely something out there.
Yes, and I went outside, and there's 2 rangers going around the campsite trying to see what's going on and see if they can track whatever is out there, maybe one or maybe more than one bear. Yeah, they were just in front of us over here, then they moved all the way to our left. And so let's see. Yeah, we can hear some bangs, a bit on the left, a bit on the right.
Yeah. And
See what happens.
see if we get any sleep.
Maybe they come and visit us.
Maybe not. It's morning time, and we didn't get much sleep last night. The banging continued quite a bit during the night, but camp is awake, so we're going to go have a look and see if there's any evidence to see what the bear was doing or what he was looking for. I wandered around the camp, and initially everything looked fine, so I wasn't sure what we'd heard the night before. But then... Shit. Wow. It looks like this rubbish bin has been completely tossed over onto its side. This should be the top where we put in our rubbish, and it's completely pushed over. Jesus, and that one's the same. This has been pushed over as well. Could have been the loud noises we heard. Jesus. The weight of them, the strength of something. It looks like bear poo to me. The bear poo is really quite near our tent. We're just down there. You can see the bikes in our tent. So he walked past us, for sure. The more I looked, the more things I found out of place. That's some of the noise we heard.
You know, a ranger told me that some bear several years ago had luck with it. Something popped open. And ever since then, he's been coming around. I don't know if they've been describing this to one bear, but he's been trying it. Again,
Really?
it's never worked for him again, but they've been doing it.
Wow.
And this must have been what he was talking about.
Jesus.
He was talking about tipping over, yeah.
Yeah. Tipping over the bins. That was not there, because I came to the restrooms in the middle of the night. And that wasn't there.
I scared a bear out of camp last night, messing around with my backpack.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I heard the backpack scrape on rock, and I just stuck my head out, and there he was. From here to the tree, probably, mucking around my pack, and I hit the ground with my hand, and he ran back about 10 feet, and then I stuck my head all the way out of the tent and started to stand up, and
Wow.
that was it.
I have to admit, I'd been a bit scared the previous night, thinking of angry bears wandering around the campsite. But I was quite comforted after speaking with the man that the bears were easily scared off, and began thinking that close encounters with park bears wasn't something to worry too much about. So after the excitement of the previous night behind us, we set off to explore the park. On the way out, we found a large bin that the bear had been successful opening. The force of the bin falling had damaged the lock, and the lid had popped open, allowing the bear to feast on the contents. He'd gotten what he wanted. On the way to see some sequoia trees, we passed a young bear happily foraging on the side of the road. He was very relaxed, and quite unfussed with the passing traffic. Sequoia National Park is in California's southern Sierra Nevada and is full of huge and rare sequoia trees. Sequoia trees are the world's largest trees due to the volume of their trunk. They're also some of the world's oldest trees. As we strolled past these impressive trees, we noticed many of them had burn or scorch marks on them. Most countries work hard to prevent forest fires. However, after a century of suppressing fires in California, they discovered that the sequoia trees actually need fire for seeds to be released and new trees to grow. So now they conduct controlled fires in the park so that these amazing giant trees may continue to thrive. As we walked towards the most famous tree in the park, we came across yet another bear. He walked right among the other hikers, casually, as if it wasn't his first time. There was no panic or shouting at him. We all just watched, fascinated with him. Close up, he looked quite cuddly, but I resisted the urge to pet him like a dog. He sniffed around a bit and wandered off. And then we finally met the general. The General Sherman tree is the largest tree in the world and is a staggering 2,200 years old. For his age, he looked quite well. Back at the camp, we got ready for nightfall. After our 2 sightings of bears that day, we were feeling quite relaxed around them and actually hopeful that night activities would kick off again.
That night, when the noises began again in the distance, I decided to stay outside of the tent with my torch and camera in the hope to see our cheeky, noisy bear. I waited for about 2 hours, and then all of a sudden I realized that the bear was just in front of me. If I hadn't seen him, I would have never realized he was so close, because despite walking on gravel and dry leaves, he made absolutely no sound. He slowly wandered around all the tents, vehicles and bear-proof lockers in the hope to get a tasty 1 a.m. snack. After the initial oh shit moment of being 10 feet away from a bear in the middle of the night, I am so glad I could see him so close. It's definitely one of the coolest things I have ever witnessed. And then he just disappeared in the darkness.
The following morning, the camp was put back into order. We packed up the bikes and hit the road.
After leaving the lushness of Sequoia National Park, we headed to a completely different landscape.
Carrizo Plain is an incredible, vast and mostly dry area that offers miles and miles of beautiful dirt roads that traverse the many hills and valleys. And on top of being a biker's paradise, it is also a place where you can see a very long stretch of the San Andreas fault line. We were absolutely blasting this beautiful dirt road until I hit a patch of deep sand and nearly lost the bike. Hold her steady!
The place was so vast and there were so many winding tracks that it took us a while to figure the route down to the fault line.
The San Andrea fault line is about 1,200 kilometers long and forms a boundary between two major tectonic plates. The North American plate that is slowly moving south and the Pacific plate that is slowly moving north. This movement creates earthquakes all along the length of the fault line. Major cities like San Francisco, San Jose and all the Los Angeles area are right in the vicinity of the fault. Unfortunately, devastating earthquakes of the past are destined to happen again in the future.
We set off again for the hills. This time it was my turn to have a wobble in the sand. But luckily it was only a small patch and I continued on. We needed to remember that our tyres were at the end of their life and due to be changed in Los Angeles. Still, it didn't stop us enjoying this fabulous vast place. We headed for the coast and our final destination. It was a Sunday when we hit the outskirts of Los Angeles, so we headed to a big biker hangout along the coast, which was heaving with activity and every sort of motorbike.
Look at this machine!
You don't want to smash this thing here, right? That's it.
Cheers! We're here in Neptune's Net, which is a massive biker place in LA. It is so cool. It's just happening. There's so many bikes and
They're
it's
coming from
mad and
everywhere.
It's noisy. It's really cool.
And then the entertainment began.
We're coming again.
They're coming back, yeah.
Oh.
The two of them, yeah.
Let's see.
There we go.
Really wild.
Don't let this being a main road stop you, boys.
That is wild. How the hell do you do that?
Yeah, it was fun. It's just practice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's your names?
My name's Chris.
Chris, I'm Jackie.
Nice to meet you.
Hey,
Came from dirt bike.
Really?
Yeah. So as soon as I got this thing,
Yeah.
done story.
What is it?
It's a 2000 Apex DX Harley Davidson.
Oh my god, like it's not a small bike to do that.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
That's crazy. Oh my god. At one stage I thought you were going to go over like it was just wild.
Yeah, it's fun. Thank
really
you.
cool. It was lovely chatting to you. Thank you.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
Yeah. Woo.
On a high from our introduction into the LA bike scene, we hit the road again. We only had to ride a short distance to our finish line. It was the end of the road.
Hey!
Hey! Look where we are.
Look where we are.
Yeah.
Santa Monica. So after several weeks, 20,000 kilometers, an uncountable amount of coffee, 1.5 sets of tires, we have made it to Los Angeles. Yay! This has been an absolutely fantastic trip, and Los Angeles was meant to be the end of this trip. However,
We have a surprise for you. So we are going to keep on going. So please subscribe, turn on your notifications so that you can follow us and you know exactly what we're doing. And we really appreciate everyone that watches and leaves us comments, and thank you so much. We can keep on going.
thank you guys.
Woo!